132 days since the checkered flag fell in London. Season 12 of Formula E begins in the blistering Brazilian sunshine. 80,000 fans are expected to line the stands of the Sambadrome for today's race. Welcome along to the 2025 Google Cloud Sao Paulo ePrix. And here is a look at this magnificent circuit. 11 turns in total, 2.9 kilometres. Talk us through it, James.
Huge run down to turn 1, tight chicane, overtaking opportunity there. On the outside of turn 3, we have the attack mode where they have to activate their 350 kilowatt four-wheel drive. Long straight up to turn 4. Here we saw a few mistakes in qualifying and we saw a lot of action in the race last year. Then another straight down to 7 and 8, and then we come up to Sandbird's Corner, the overtaking zone of turn 10, where you can go for that last lap lunge to take the lead and win the Sao Paulo ePrix.
Yeah, on the blast down that start-finish straight, 760 metres in total. Let's run you through the grid, though, for the first race of Season 12 for the Google Cloud Sao Paulo ePrix. It's going to be an absolute scorcher, over 30 degrees air temperature, and even hotter on the tarmac on the ground here in Brazil. 20 of the world's best drivers ready to take to the field as we look at the wonderful skyline. And here is how the grid lines up. An all-apt Lola Yamaha final row. Lucas de Grassi picked up a penalty for a red flag infringement. Both of the cars, though, had drive shaft problems. You've got two rookies on row 9. Eriksson is joined by Drugovic. Drugovic had a crash in Group B, which brought out the red flag. Next up, you've got Maximilian Gunther and Nyck Cassidy. Cassidy was frustrated. That's his worst starting position here. The highest placed rookie is Pepe Marti for Cupra Kiro. He's alongside reigning world champion Oliver Rowland, who had a difficult start to life this season. Then next up is Taylor Barnard and Nico Muller. New teams for both of those drivers. They line up together on the 6th row of the grid. And here is how the top 10 look. Sebastian Buemi, his best ever grid position in Sao Paulo for Envision, lining up P10. He is alongside Mitch Evans, who came from last to first here 12 months ago. Can he repeat that feat from 9th on the grid here today? Next up is Jean-Éric Vergne, best qualifying since Berlin in season 11. Makes it an all-French row 4, though, with his compatriot Norman Nato on the grid. That's his best qualifying since Tokyo back in June. Next up on the grid, you've got Antonio Felix da Costa. He lines up P5, one position lower than he did here last year. His debut for the Jaguar team. Then it's Nyck de Vries, his second consecutive race, starting from 5th place. That was back, of course, in London in July. His first top 10 start also in Sao Paulo. Wehrlein got the pole position here today, but a 3-place penalty for wheel spinning in the pit lane means he lines up in 4th position. Eden Mortara, therefore, is promoted to 3rd place. Mahindra, the only team to have both cars inside the top 10 here this afternoon. Dan Ticktum, his 3rd front row start of his Formula E career. Previous best here was 11th on the grid. And the first pole position is occupied by Jake Dennis, the first time he started at the front of the field since June. It's an all... 20 of the world's best drivers will be taking to the grid. 30 laps of action, over 9,000 horsepower on the grid. It's time to send into the Sambadrome as Formula E Season 12 is go. Good start from Dennis. Nice one as well from the front row for Dan Ticktum as we come down towards the first corner. Keep an eye out from behind as well with Eden Mortara jockeying through, and the two Mahindras collide down at the first corner. De Vries into the side of Eduardo Mortara at turn 2, and it looks like one of them might be out of the race.
Absolute mess from Mahindra there. Absolute mess. One of them, I think, will be out of the race as we see Dan Ticktum slowing.
Ticktum got hit, I believe, as well by Nyck de Vries. And Nyck de Vries got that completely wrong. He hit everybody going down into turn 1.
Yeah, it was like a game of skittles coming down towards that first corner. Now, here's the real pinch point on this circuit. Into turns 4, 5 and 6. They're going 2 by 2 in the middle of the pack. You've got Nico Muller, who is on the inside of the Jaguar there of Mitch Evans. We come through on board here with Oliver Rowland. Rowland, of course, did not have a particularly brilliant qualifying. He sits behind Taylor Barnard, P12 at the moment. Meanwhile, the sharp end of this one, Dennis still occupies the lead, followed by Wehrlein, and Mortara, despite the contact with his teammate down at turn 1, is in P3.
Mortara did not stop. You have to stop. If you miss turn 1, you have to stop on the runoff between turn 1 and turn 3. And he did not come to a full stop. He's going to get a penalty for that.
Yeah, race start under investigation. No surprise that popping up on our timing screen then here. De Vries is somehow still in this one. He's sitting in P6 with Mitch Evans close behind.
He also didn't stop going through the runoff. The Mahindra, absolute disaster from both their drivers. And that was all triggered by Nyck de Vries.
Yeah, not great at all there for the two Mahindras. Let's see what the outcome of it is. We begin the second lap out of 30 here, though, at Sao Paulo. Wehrlein sitting there in second position, closely followed by Mortara. Then you've got Nato. Antonio Felix da Costa has made his way up into 5th place, starting from P6, so he's made one position up from where he started. Ticktum is in the pit lane then at the end of that first lap. So
he would have got a puncher then from Nyck de Vries hitting him in the rear left.
Let's have a listen.
I've been given a puncture. Rear left puncture.
Yeah, you called it absolutely right there, James. Have you got the lottery numbers for next Thursday while we're at it as well?
No, but I could see the cars at the front of the grid, unlike Nyck de Vries.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Dan Ticktum to have been caught up in that drama. We'll wait and see, as we say, what the outcome is. Let's have a look down towards turn 1. So de Vries just outbrakes himself, clatters into the back of Ticktum. Mortara, innocent party in that one, but either way, both of them didn't really come to a stop.
So I actually think Nyck de Vries did try and stop. Edo Mortara actually didn't go through the bollards, which is what the FIA wanted the drivers to do, and didn't stop at all. So de Vries actually didn't stop. He didn't come to a complete stop. So I think both Mahindra drivers are going to be under investigation very soon.
Have a listen. Oh.
Yeah, that's that. I mean,
that's unacceptable from a World Championship level driver. Sorry.
Lap 1, race 1 of the World Championship. You don't want to be seeing that. It's a shame, a massive shame for Dan Ticktum, who's not put a foot wrong all weekend.
Let's see Edo Mortara's view of it. He's going to get staged right. Yeah, a clatter from his teammate. He's lucky he didn't get a puncture himself there with contact on the front right tyre. But as you say, didn't come to a stop at the end of that one.
Edo couldn't go through the cones because his teammate had already knocked him off the line. Was in the cone, so Edo had nowhere to go, but he should have stopped in the runoff.
Yeah, I wonder if their Christmas card list might be changing somewhat in this race. Heavy face there for Fred Bertrand, the team principal for Mahindra. There is Russell O'Hagan, new team principal at the Cupra Kiro team. We're side by side in the mid-pack though. Meanwhile, this is Nico Muller, who is going toe-to-toe with the Envision of Sebastian Buemi. That's just on the fringes of the top 10. So you can see the winners and losers off the start there. Felipe Drugovich down in 15th place. He's made a couple of positions up from where he started. Look at Oliver Rowland, meanwhile, who's on the inside of Taylor Barnard as they come down through into turn 7 and 8. Barnard's going to get roughed up here, and possibly the door's going to open for Nico Muller as well. We come under the bridge, over the rise of the hill, and Rowland is through. Well,
Rowland actually took 2 cars there. I mean, Muller's been shuffled back, firstly by Buemi, then by both Barnard and Rowland. So Muller's going backwards, Rowland moving forwards.
We take the lead and we get a gap. If we can get a gap, it's perfect. 1 to 1.5 seconds.
Well, I don't think he's going to be getting a gap because Ollie Rowland is in attack with 1.5 minutes to go, and he's right on Jean-Eric Verne's heels.
You can see Verne, of course, has used more energy. He was in attack mode. That's to be expected. He's about 2% down on Oliver Rowland, who I assume will be in a similar situation before too long. Now, in fact, Rowland takes the lead of the race, and the reigning world champion hits the front for the first time in season 12. Just come up on our timing screen. Dan Ticktum, to compound his woes, is under investigation for a burnout in the pit lane. There's new sporting regulations. We saw wheel spin in the pit lane for Wehrlein earlier, giving him a 3-place grid penalty. So I wonder if that might be a time penalty for the Briton in this race as well.
Yeah, I can imagine a bit of frustration after what happened with the puncture, and then by the time the mechanics got the tyres on, maybe just a bit too much acceleration in the pit lane, and with one of the rear tyres being cold, very difficult not to spin wheels.
Looking at the energies of the cars at the moment, Jean-Eric Verne has the least of anybody inside the top 10. He was 3% down on Ollie Rowland just a second ago.
Coming down in towards turn 9 and 10 we go. Mitch Evans on the attack then. 3 minutes of attack mode compared to everybody else in front of him, but for Da Costa immediately. So coming down in towards the first corner, this is going to be a very interesting race from this point onwards now, because they've all got pretty even levels of energy, but for Felipe Drugovich, especially inside the top 10, the field is so close together. Now we get Rowland going for his final attack mode deployment, so he's trying to make ground whilst the field is now concertinaed up with 9 laps remaining.
I was just wondering who's going to be the one to go first, and see Ollie Rowland take that 4-minute attack mode with only 9 laps remaining. It's a bold move.
He's picked off Gunther, he's picked off Drugovich there as well. He'll get the better of him with traction on the exit of the corner. Next target, Joel Eriksson in the Envision here.
I think he's going to run out of this attack mode too early. I think that was a bit too early. I think 2 or 3 laps he needed to wait.
Well, that's the thing, it might leave him vulnerable at the end of it, exactly as you say.
Very vulnerable at the end.
But it depends on the res temperatures, guys. Let's not forget, if you've been running in dirty air for most of the race, your battery temperatures could be quite high. So he might be having to take it this early.
Albie, what do you reckon to this race? How do you see this one playing out with 9 laps to go?
So I see it exactly as Sam sees it. It's been a full green race, no stoppages.
The temperature's right, so should we go?
Yeah, exactly what Ollie just asked his engineer. They should be going now. Use the energy now, get the track position, and then you're not going to have to worry as much about the battery stuff later.
The 2 Porsches in attack mode then. Likewise, Antonio Felix Da Costa as well. So they're all in their final deployments then here.
The problem is with Jake Dennis is where is he's weighted now? He can't take it on the next lap because everyone else in attack mode, so he won't be able to utilise the performance.
There's contact, and that's Mortara into the wall. That could bring a safety car out if you can't get the car going. And Mortara needs to get the car stopped because it very nearly got collected by about 3 or 4 drivers, all coming through. The yellow flag is out at turn 5 and 6, and that car's going nowhere anytime soon. That could bring a safety car out. If it does so, everybody who's in attack mode is going to be absolutely at a massive disadvantage now. Safety car's out.
This race is now for Jake Dennis. This is made for Jake Dennis. He will be thanking.
At the beginning of January, you can see Google Gemini reckons that Nick Cassidy's got a 32% chance of winning this race. Cassidy, at the moment, 2nd position on the road. Now Rowland becomes the pace setter in this one. It's up to him when he pulls the pin and takes off for the rest of the field. He can't overtake, though, until you come across the start-finish line. So Rowland is just backing the pack up as we come in towards turn 10. Now he hits the loud pedal, and now we go racing through the final corner and across the timing line. 4 laps to go as we begin lap 27 of action here at Sao Paulo. The race resumes. Oliver Rowland across the timing line, followed by Nick Cassidy, followed by Jake Dennis, and just to remind you, both Andretti's with 1 attack mode deployment remaining and just 4 laps in this race. So you would imagine they are surely going to be going for it straight away.
And I think Jake Dennis is going to take it now. Yes, he does. So Jake Dennis enters attack, gets all the loops, and he's through.
Drugovich missed it, though. Did he? No, he didn't. No, he got it through. He hit the loops.
Buemi are out of attack as well, and then the next 5 cars behind them, still 4 minutes remaining.
So surely this is now Andretti's race to lose. 20% more energy, they're absolutely fine. No problems at all in terms of the energy. It's just a case of if they can cycle their way through. Of course, we know that Dennis has now only got 3 targets in front of him, whereas Drugovich has got 8. So more ground for him to make. Deposes of 1 does Jake Dennis. He's through on Pascal Wehrlein on the run into turn 7.
We know it's 2 seconds a lap advantage at the moment for Jake Dennis, so he should be able to comfortably get himself into the lead of this race. The big question mark is Felipe Drugovich. Can he carve his way through the field and give Roger Griffiths the best birthday present ever?
Yeah, it would be a very welcome result indeed, wouldn't it? De Vries, meanwhile, has gone for that 2-6 attack mode strategy. His hand was kind of forced there, really, he had no choice. Meanwhile, out of the final corner, double yellow down at turn 10. We can see there's Mitch Evans in some bother, according to our driver tracker. No added laps, but is there going to be another twist in the tail and possibly another safety car as we see Jake Dennis taking advantage of the attack mode and going through. Sorry, that's Drugovich, I beg your pardon. He's going through on Nico Muller for 6th place, and there is Mitch Evans, the double winner of this Sao Paulo ePrix, who looks to be out of this race. It's going to be another safety car, isn't it? And that means that everybody else who's in their final attack mode deployment won't be able to use it. We may have this race coming to a conclusion under a safety car. The upshot is, though, Dennis is now in front of Oliver Rowland. He had to make that ground, and Drugovich has got to really get a move on here if there's a safety car going to be called very soon.
We will go full course yellow. 3, 2, 1, full course yellow, please.
So full course yellow, not a safety car. Evans got clattered into by the Envision of Sebastian Buemi. So on the left-hand side of your picture there is the DS Penske of Taylor Barnard, gets the better of him. And we've got a red flag, actually, according to our timing screen now as well. So the race has been suspended, and this is him going for the move on the outside. Exactly what Sam Bird did to Mitch Evans here a couple of years ago. Unfortunately for Evans, he ends up in the barrier. Red flag is out then. Oh, that's absolutely huge. Pepe Marti.
Oh my God, thank God he's out of the car. See,
the car's on fire as well. The front axle's on fire under red flag conditions.
What has happened there?
The car is absolutely destroyed. Pepe Marti out of this race. The red flag is thrown, and we've done 75% race distance, so they may very well call that a result, because that is an enormous accident for Pepe Marti. A miracle of miracles. He's up and out of the car and on his feet and okay, but what on earth went wrong for the Spaniard there? See, because that looks like an aeroplane accident really at this point, doesn't it? So we're on board with him. Are they all just going to check up or something? Yeah, they are. So the full course yellow, he just got caught out by it. So everybody else slowed down with the full course yellow. And Marti, did he go upside down there? Oh, he did! Rolled the car over. That is absolutely enormous from Pepe Marti, and just goes to show a testament of the safety of these Gen 3 Evo Formula E cars.
Is not necessarily the order that it's going to be, with multiple people actually in the pits at the moment.
So here's how this is working out. So the safety car is now out. It's going to lead the field around.
Now we'll have the order.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll figure it all out from this point on. But the upshot is Dennis is going to be first, Rowland is going to be second, then Cassidy, then Wehrlein. We'll wait for them all to peel through. But there's some teams, as you say, taking advantage of what's going on there and doing those fast repairs, because everybody else in front's doing the same.
Well, Nico Muller
In the Andretti garage. So the safety car's peeled in and Jake Dennis has bolted already. We come around turns 10 and 11 to start the final lap of racing and get the restart underway here in Sao Paulo. Dennis will lead the field across the line, followed by Rowland, followed by Cassidy. 1 lap to go to crown our winner of the Sao Paulo ePrix, and Dennis is going for broke. Look at the gap, he's already trying to pull out on Oliver Rowland and Nyck Cassidy in the remaining field.
Yeah, great restart from him. He really went early. Question is, they've got to take a flat-out lap. They haven't done this since qualifying, so big pressure on the guys not to outbrake themselves and to get a clean lap here.
Yeah, let's see whether we get any big sends in towards that chicane. Keep an eye out for Pascal Wehrlein in 4th place. He'll be ruining a missed opportunity here, possibly as well, missing out on the podium. De Vries has got in that final attack mode, so can he make a good ascension through the field on the last lap of action? Through into the chicane we go. Dennis looks comfortable. He had a second or so in his pocket across the sector times last time around, but nobody was close enough to lunge up the inside into 4.
Yeah, it does look like it's spread out a little bit here, Tom. I think it's going to be quite difficult for anyone to make a move, but what a great race we've seen, and what amazing racecraft from Rowland to get all the way up to 2nd place after that disastrous qualifying.
Absolutely. Well, just 2 more corners to go for Jake Dennis, and what a birthday present this is going to be for Roger Griffiths for the Andretti team. Jake Dennis hasn't won a race since Diriyah back in 2024, but now for the first time in season 12 he will stand on the top step of the podium as Jake Dennis wins the Sao Paulo ePrix ahead of Oliver Rowland and Nyck Cassidy on the podium for Citroen for their first race in the Formula E World Championship, ahead of Pascal Wehrlein and Felipe Drugovich. A double top 5 finish for the Andretti team as the crowd in Sao Paulo celebrate that one.
Wehrlein's got Cassidy, guys.
He has
got Cassidy.
He did right at the end of that one, so it's just updated on our timing screen, or did he? No, it's just turned back round. So Cassidy did finish in 3rd place ahead of Pascal Wehrlein. So Cassidy in 3rd, Wehrlein in 4th, Drugovich in 5th, Muller 6th, Gunther 7th, Joel Eriksson is in 8th on his full-time debut.
Yes! Oh, yes, boys! Oh my God, yes!
First of all, the manufacturer trophy, Sean McGill, the team's representative, Eduardo Lopez, Google Cloud president for Latin America, awarding that one to Sean. And that's a lovely bit of silverware for that team to take back to their base.
Please welcome Amanda Alves-Miez, FIA Girls on Track representative, to present the trophy.
Now the 3rd place trophy, Amanda Alves-Miez, Girls on Track representative, awards it to Nyck Cassidy. First bit of silverware for the Citroen racing team on their debut in Formula E.
Please welcome Eduardo
with 3rd place for Nyck Cassidy. Next up, 2nd place trophy, Eduardo Fujisawa, America's Business Development Leader for Sabic. He awards that P2 trophy to our reigning Drivers' World Champion, Oliver Rowland.
Next, on behalf of Mohammed Ben Sulayem, FIA President, please welcome
now time for the FIA President's Medal.
Vice President CBA,
Eduardo Moratelli, the Vice President CBA.
Jake Dennis.
And it's awarded, of course, to Jake Dennis prior to the winner's trophy. First winner's medal he's actually got there, Jake Dennis, as well, because he was brought in halfway through last season.
Perez, CEO of
now time for the winner's trophy to be presented. Gustavo Perez, the CEO of Sao Paulo Turismo, and it's awarded to Jake Dennis. His 7th Formula E career victory.
Now it's time to celebrate.
Now time to celebrate and duck and run and take cover for some on the podium, I'm sure, with the champagne shower beginning here in Sao Paulo. What a fantastic way to kick off season 12 of the AVB FIA Formula E World Championship. Absolute delight. Hugely enjoyed that one there, and I'm looking forward to more when we continue racing action in Mexico City in January. For now though, let's head down back to Nicky and the team.